Once again, policymakers are ignoring lessons from the past, to your point, about what happens when we disinvest in children, kids, and families. Can you share a fact sheet, a resource, or even a strategy that we can use to remind our congressional delegations of these lessons from the past, or basically advocacy, right?
I don't know if I have a fact sheet. I can work on one. So I'm going to share like another thing that we are doing to restore our democracy per se. So, I talked a lot about ARC's kids and how it's eliminating poverty and how it's changing in the narrative and improving health and all these different things. But something else that is doing, which is purposeful, it's about restoring the social contract. So the social contract is what I think of this relationship that individuals should have with kind of government and institutions. And in Flint, that social contract was severed during our water crisis, but even before the water crisis, when this community felt neglected and abandoned and disinvested from. And then the water crisis happened, and then that was like absolutely cut. Like, oh my God, these people who were supposed to keep me healthy and safe, who are supposed to make sure that our water was okay, like lied and and I got hurt, right? So a lot of our work is about restoring, once again, that relationship that individuals have with government and academia and philanthropy and nonprofits and healthcare. It's about rebuilding trust. It's about rebuilding faith and trust in institutions. So I shared, for example, how part of ARC's Kids is funded by government, and we say that all the time, that is partly funded by government. Once again, every baby gets a card from our governor. Every single baby born in ARC's Kids community gets a card from the governor saying, we love you. Every event that we have had government officials. The mayor has been at everything. He was just at our 1-year birthday party, and he had a birthday hat on, and he was singing happy birthday. So we've always championed the role of government in bringing this program. So as academics, we're like, I wonder how can we measure kind of this restored social contract? How can this program help restore democracy in this time when so many people have such little faith in our democracy, and it's our democracy at its core is being corroded. So we did a survey, and we actually showed that in Flint, compared to 3 control populations, our mamas had more trust in government. Like, that's pretty shocking. Like, our mamas in Flint, after what happened in Flint, had more trust in government institutions. But get this is my favorite research to date. We paired up with a political science professor at Michigan State University who does election research. And we just looked at the election results from the 2024 election, compared it to different communities, compared to the state. And in the 2024 election in Flint, our mamas in Flint voted more in the last election and also had higher voter registration compared to men, compared to other communities, and compared to the whole state. It was anomalous. Only in Flint, with women of childbearing age, did we have an increase in this civic engagement. Not only are we improving health and decreasing child welfare, in a sense, we're also restoring that social contract, that relationship that has been so fragile and tenuous between individuals and government. People don't know what government does for them. Like all these things that are being cut, we're like, oh, we didn't realize that government funded that. We didn't realize that the HUD Start was from government. We didn't realize that our AmeriCorps members, which we just lost here in so many places, were part of government. And we didn't realize that the food that we got and the Medicaid and this. So we have not done a good job sharing that, government has been part of these programs. And I think that has also created this kind of environment where people have lost faith and said, okay, just attack government, just destroy government, since we don't think they do anything anyways. So, this is also a way that we are trying to be advocates and kind of restore that faith so that we can continue this important work.